let's start. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us today. So our today's session is all about Cape Breton University. This is the first time session which is happening in Pakistan. So today we will talk about our university, Cape Breton University, its location, and its like amazing program that we are offering. Also, we will talk about about the immigration points as well. And what type of scholarships we are offering. So once again, thank you so much those who have already joined us. We do have some students as well from Shwepat School. So they are still joining us one by one, but we will start now and they will join in the middle with somewhere else. So I'm going to hand over this webinar to my colleague who is with me. Sinu, over to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sana, and thank you for the brief introduction. Hello, everyone who is joining today. My name is Seno, as Sana has mentioned, and I have been recruiting students for Cape Breton University for over 7 years now, and particularly in this region and in some African region as well. All right. As Sana has mentioned, I'm very, very glad. We have just started our operation in Pakistan, and we're really, really looking forward to have some students for the coming intake. Yeah, I want to share the offerings for CBU, and we have a presentation which I'm going to explain it to, explain it side by side. Towards the end of the presentation, if you have any question, please put it up on the Q&A section. So there's a section towards the bottom of your screen. You can type in your question, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Okay, I'm going to keep it very, brief as much as I can, at the same time not losing out on any information that we want to share with you today. Okay, so yeah, starting off with CBU. Before we even dive into CBU, what I wanted to tell every one of you, especially because Sana, you have mentioned that there are going to be some students, and it is important for us to understand the education in Canada, right? Because I do know that there are a lot of other regions where people go to study, like for example, the UK, Australia, and things like that. So I just want to have, I have very few pointers over here that I wanted to share with all of you guys. Canada of late, since I think I would say a decade ago, wasn't as popular as it is today. But thankfully now we are climbing up the ladder to be at #1 position for our quality education, and with one of the strongest post-secondary system in the world. So that's where we are at the moment. How do we differentiate ourselves from the other part of the country, other countries that we have? Unlike the USA or the UK, where there are so many universities, Canada does not have as many universities as the other countries would have. However, when it comes to the number of public institutions, 98% of our universities are public universities, so which means that your degree is recognized worldwide. Okay, and because all of our universities are pretty much governed by the provinces themselves individually, our quality of education or the curriculum is consistent across the university. So it is so easy peasy for us to cross transfer, credit transfer, all of those things are very, very popular in Canada. Not to forget the tuition fees, the cost of living, the affordability of the country provides. Even if you have to make a direct comparison with Australia, Canada is probably just half of what it will cost you in Australia, even to prepare for your visa. Okay, so that's another thing you might want to consider. Another point which I mentioned over here is the public institution versus the private institution. So some universities, I wouldn't shy away in taking the names, like universities like Canada West. These are kind of like the private schools that you will find in Canada. Our university, like majority of the universities, as I mentioned earlier, would be of public institution. And all of those information are readily available on the government website. You can always go there and cross-check whether a university is a public or a private school. Okay, there has been an exponent, a rapid growth in terms of the international student over the past, as I said, decade. There has been 92% growth in our international student numbers. So there are many reasons to that, which of course we're going to discuss as we move on. Okay, so these are kind of like some takeaways as you think or you consider Canada as a destination for your studies. Coming right into Nova Scotia, because that's where we are from. Like, we are from Cape Breton University. It's a public university located in the east coast of Canada. So in the easternmost side of Canada, that's where we are from. And Nova Scotia is the province where we are from. And not very long ago, believe me, in this Indian subcontinent region, people didn't know about Nova Scotia much, but now it has become very, very popular. All right. And as like I mentioned earlier, if you are coming to Canada to study, it is very important for you to look into the province rather than just the university, because the province will make a lot of difference in your cost, in your the PR, your part-time job, many other things as well. Okay, so you might want to look into that. Having said that, why Nova Scotia, or why Cape Breton as a location? Very simple reasons. Number one, Nova Scotia has the highest concentration of public universities in Canada. So we have close to around 10 degree awarding universities in that tiny province that you see in the map. Okay, that's where we are. So we are truly a province where education does play a huge role in our economy, as well as in providing quality education to our students. The other thing that is very important here is Nova Scotia as a province compared to Ontario or British Columbia. We are not that hustle bustle, busy kind of a city. We are very relaxed. We move at a slow pace. That could be a pro and a con to it for many, right? For a person like myself, I love my relaxed environment. I like everything. So it perfectly suits me. But those are something that you would like to consider as well if you're looking at this. We are very affordable if you compare the cost of living of Nova Scotia with the other parts of the provinces. We are very, very economical. And that's where I keep advocating to everybody as well, that if you have a limited budget, probably, limited, I mean, when I say limited, I'm not talking about like 10,000 Canadian dollars or things like that, but compared to other parts of Canada, it is very affordable, okay? Last but not the least, the excellent postgraduate immigration opportunities that we have in Nova Scotia. I haven't seen anybody, like I said, I've been promoting the school for almost 7 years now, and this is where I know that students come and study, and within 3.5 years or 3 years or 2 years even, I have seen them getting a PR, to settle there. This is only for people who are interested to stay back in Canada once the program is over. For those who does not want to, come get a degree and then move on. Okay, those are some of the points that I would like to share with all of you. Some takeaways about why education in Canada and why Nova Scotia. Jumping right into the university. Okay, I'm going to speak about the offerings of the university right now. We are in this island called Cape Breton. Now, when I say island, many people will think that, oh, island, okay, so it must be like an island, like, it is an island, nonetheless. However, it is a very busy island, okay? We have airports, we have all sort of other things that you would expect in a normal city. That's where we are. We are a tourist destination, so we receive millions of people, tourists coming over. Of course, not during this pandemic, but before that, we receive a lot of tourists coming in. And that's where we generate a lot of economy and a lot of, interest in young people as well. So that's where we are from. Our destination is Cape Breton Island. That's where we are from, in Nova Scotia. And we are the only university on this island. There is no other university. So be it the jobs, be it employment opportunities, our students are the ones to first grab that. So we have been very successful because of that as well. One thing is the reason why we have this slide is many people, when they think of Canada, they will think of they will imagine of, white sheet, 4 or 5 inches of snow. I wouldn't deny that there is definitely a lot of winters and snow in Canada. But if I have to talk about Nova Scotia in particular, because we are surrounded by water in all the sites, in all 3-4 sites that we have a very, very moderate temperature. Moderate as in not Pakistan moderate temperature, I'm talking about the Canada moderate temperature. Okay, that's where we are from. We are the warmest province in Canada, and you will find all 4 distinct weather in the province, which sometimes for a province like Alberta or Saskatchewan, sometimes you may not experience all the 4. You will probably get two weather, winter, summer, okay, something like that. So, but that's not the case with Nova Scotia. So that very well suits into the students, like the Indian subcontinent students that comes to the campus, because they can very well adjust to the temperature. That's where we are from. As a university, we are a small university with a lot of experience. That's what we say, you know. Way back in 2015, 2014, we never used to have as many international students as we have as of today, you know. But today we have close to almost 40-45% of our student body as international student, and these are all coming from 56 different countries. Cape Breton University has been very popular in Canada for its international students, and we're very happy to say that the Indian subcontinent contributes very largely to this number. Okay, we have around 6,000 full-time students in the campus, out of which approximately a little more than 2,500 students would be international students. That's where we are. And because of the number of international students we have, our facilities and our services for international students are top-notch. We invest hugely on the student service side of it, be it your airport pickup, be it your scholarship, be it, you know, accommodation, be it all sort of things that you would expect from an international. So that's where CBU is popular for and CBU is known for. Coming to the programs, what do we offer? What are the kind of programs we have? Primarily an undergrad university, as you can see it. However, we do have a good post-diploma, post-degree, post-baccalaureate programs as well. We do have one master's program, which is the MBA. If you have any student, or if you are a student willing to do the MBA, most welcome to apply for it. This is very general. However, I just wanted to, very briefly, especially for those students who are here today, as a university, as a public university, you are eligible, or students are eligible to work 20 hours per week, either on campus or off campus. Okay, this is not something CBU gives you. This is something that the government will allow you to do it. Okay, so it's nothing on CBU. It's nothing special for CBU. Also, when you have, let's say during the summer, so summer would start probably by May, June, July, and August, right? During this month, you are allowed to work full time, meaning 40 hours per day. That's what you can work, okay? You are free to stay in Cape Breton Island. You're free to be in Nova Scotia. You're free to go to Ontario, wherever you want to go. You can go. You want to work, you work. You want to come back and visit your family, you can do that. So that's what exactly the university provides, and that's what exactly university student does. We also have a lot of co-op placement internships. As we go through it, we will discuss some of them. So we are able to provide all of these things to our international students. Once you complete your studies at CBU, all of the programs that we have at CBU are eligible for the Canadian postgraduate work permit. Okay, so say you study for a minimum of 2 years, you are eligible to apply for the postgraduate work permit that can allow you to stay back in the country for as long as 3 years. Sometimes it can be 2 years, 2.5 years, minimum would be 2 years, and maximum would be 3 years. Okay, if you do a 3-year program at CBU, say an undergrad program or a 4-year program, you will get a 3-year stay back in Canada. So during the time, you can stay back and do a full-time job, collect the points that is needed for PR, and apply for PR. At CBU, particularly Nova Scotia, because of our excellent immigration opportunity that we have, particularly for international students, I have seen people getting into a permanent residency right after 1.5 to 2 years of completion of the degree. So they don't have to probably stay back till 3 years. Once they have the points, get an employer to employ you, or to give you a work and apply for the PR. That's what, in fact, many students have opened up restaurants, taxi companies, people are investing in real estate. So that, because that's what the province provides, right? The province has a lot of opportunity for people who are looking for business, for people who are looking for jobs and settlement. That's what we are. But again, as I mentioned, this is not your New York. This is not your, I don't know, I haven't been to Pakistan ever, but it's not your, New York or that busy city that you're looking for. No, this is more of a slow pace, nice, beautiful, fresh air opportunity. Very, very, very comfortable living place. That's what Nova Scotia is about. And that's what the province wants to maintain. Okay, so that is mainly for these kind of a students who are looking for that. Coming to the programs, we offer very excellent, a lot of business programs, as well as engineering programs and many arts program as well. We'll just go through one by one. The building that you see over here, this building is the business building. All of our business students will be studying in this building, under which we offer the Bachelor's of Business Administration. We call it the BBA. We also have the Bachelor's of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Now, a little bit more about this BHTM. Within this program, it's a 3-year program, and it has compulsory paid internship. So every student who enrolls in this program must do an internship and they must get paid. The reason why it is very popular is because of the paid internship. I have seen, we have like around 90% of the student as international student in this hospitality program, simply for the reason that they will study for 1 year, they will go for internship, earn that money, pay their next semester fee, then go for internship again and pay for the next semester. So it kind of like keeps rolling and rolling. So let's say we have a Chinese student. He's going to call his cousin, and his cousin is going to call his friend. And, that's how the international numbers have increased drastically in our hospitality program. And not to forget, like I mentioned earlier, Nova Scotia is a tourist destination. So it is kind of like easy peasy for us to place them on a paid internship as well. So that's what we offer in our Bachelor's of Hospitality and Tourism Management. The other 4 programs, which are extremely, extremely popular in the Indian subcontinent, are the post-baccalaureate program. So the first thing is, what is a post-baccalaureate program, right? Is it a master's? Is it a postgraduate diploma program, which many of the community colleges would offer? Post-baccalaureate, the word post-baccalaureate, or the degree or the qualification, is normally offered by universities and not necessarily the colleges. So it is a qualification between bachelor's and master's. It is not your master's program. It is not a bachelor's program. Okay. If you notice, in many of the community colleges in Canada, they offer something called the postgraduate diploma. It is kind of similar, but for university, we don't use the word postgraduate. We use post-baccalaureate. Okay, so that's what we have. There are four disciplines: supply chain management, business analytics, and public health management. Very unique and very affordable as well. It's a 2-year program where in 3 semesters you will be in the classroom studying with a professor, and the last semester you have to go out and work. It's a work term project, or it's a work term as in like an internship, or it would be a research project with one of our professors, or a company that you would like to work with. So that's what we offer, and that's one of the reasons why the pricing is also very economical. This is mentioned over here, approximately 26,000. The fee has gone up a little bit. It is around 27,000, close to 28,000 now at the moment. So that's very, very affordable. Even if you have to compare it with a college in Ontario, a college may even charge more than that for a 2-year diploma program. Okay, so that's what we have with within the post-baccalaureate. Very, very popular. In the School of Science and Technology, we offer a very unique program, and it takes me a lot of time sometimes to explain the uniqueness of the program that we have. We have a qualification that says Bachelor's of Engineering Technology. So it's a bachelor's degree. However, we can offer these in 3 forms. 1, your typical bachelor's degree, which is of 3 years. 2, it can be offered in the form of post-diploma, 2 years. 3, it can be offered in the form of post-degree, 2 years. So the 3-year degree is mainly for grade 12 students, people who have completed the grade 12 and they want to study an engineering program. So it's for them. We also have another section of the student where they will probably do a grade 10 and they will do a diploma in engineering or diploma in mechanical engineering, things like that. For those people, we can offer it in the form of post-diploma because they already have a diploma with them. For people who have completed Bachelor's of Engineering from their home country, we will offer in the form of post-degree. And then the duration will be shortened to 2 years. The reason is that we acknowledge the qualification that you have studied in your home country, and we're kind of like transferring 50% of the program that you have studied directly into our program. by which I mean you are not going to study the basic physics, chemistry. Nah, you're not going to do that. You will study only the core module that you have taken. So say, for example, you have taken the petroleum engineering, which is again very rare in Canada. So you're going to study only the core petroleum courses, subjects, and not the general physics or chemistry or things like that. Okay, so that's how it has been designed. There has been question in the past where the bachelor's degree student will be like, I have done a bachelor's degree already. Why should I do another bachelor's degree? And will I get a visa, like a bachelor's over a bachelor's? The answer is, in my entire career, I have met a lot of visa officers, especially for this Indian subcontinent region, and like places like Bangladesh, will go to Singapore office for processing and things like that. The visa officers in this area are very well aware of the qualification that we provide. In fact, in the past, way back in 2017, 2016, we have even drafted support letter, is what we call it, from the dean of the program, where they will write why this qualification is unique and how it's going to help the student. Okay, that's what it is. That's what we tell the student. Why should somebody take a bachelor's over a bachelor's? Simple question. If you are an engineering student and you are an engineer, for example, say you have done your bachelor's of engineering, you have worked for 2 years as a junior engineer somewhere. Now you want to go to Canada because you probably want to live there, earn some money, and settle there. You definitely want to be an engineer. You don't want to be a mechanic or a technician, probably, I don't know, something which is not, you would be degrading yourself in terms of your career. So what we are offering you is we're giving you a qualification of a bachelor's degree so that you are able to enroll yourself as a proper engineer in North America. So this is not only restricted to Canada, but it is for the entire North America. Unfortunately, because of the regulation that we have in the engineering sector in North America, the qualification that probably you will have in your home country may not be accredited, like may not be sufficient for you to become a full-fledged registered engineer in North America. That's one of the reasons why many people, after enrolling themselves in the university, they will then realize that, oh, actually it's a good decision that I have done that, because now I'm able to get a decent, good paying job in the engineering field. Okay, so that's one thing you might want to tell your students if they're asking you such kind of a question. Second program that we have here is the Bachelor's of Engineering. This is your typical undergrad qualification. The only one thing which is super unique is our articulation with Dalhousie University, which is in Halifax. So Dalhousie is one of those bigger universities in Canada. I'm sure most of you would be aware of it. CBU has a direct articulation with them, wherein a student can study in CBU for 2 years, the first year and the second year, and they will be transferred to Dalhousie University for the third and the fourth year. Once they complete that, they will get a Dalhousie University engineering degree. That's what they do. If they don't want to transfer, say they don't want to study more than 2 years, they can even exit their qualification, their program, and they will get a diploma of engineering from Cape Breton University. Yeah. So that's what we have to offer in our engineering program. The Bachelor's of Science is your typical program that we have. We offer in biology, chemistry, mathematics, and psychology. The reason why this program is popular in Canada is because, unlike many other countries, if you want to do, let's say, medicine, or if you want to do pharmacology, if you want to do, somebody wants to go and study for, I don't know, veterinary or law or any of such regulated programs that we have in Canada, they must have a university degree. A minimum study of 2 years, 3 years is what they look for. Every university will ask for that. So many students will come and enroll themselves at CBU for, I don't know, biology, mathematics, psychology, and then move on to apply to those qualifications that I have mentioned. You can't do a medicine degree directly after grade 12 in Canada. You can't do that. You can't go and study law. You can't go and study pharmacology or veterinary, right? So that's where this bachelor's of degree comes in great help for those who are looking for it. Okay, moving on to the School of Arts and Social Sciences. I'm going to be honest with you, this is the least popular school for the Indian subcontinent. It is very, very popular in the rest of the world, but not in the Indian subcontinent, not in China, not in Philippines, not in Vietnam. Okay, let me put it this way, not in Southeast Asia, everywhere else, but not in Southeast Asia. But I'm going to tell you what we have, okay? We have the BA, your typical BA. We have a lot of disciplines, right? From languages to music to folklore. Believe me, nobody takes folklore over here, but yeah, to psychology to communication. So if you're looking for a qualification in that, we have varieties of discipline you can choose from. We also have something called the Bachelor's of Arts in Community Studies. This has created a little bit of buzz, I noticed in the past, because of the name, Bachelor's of Arts Community Studies. CBU, as I mentioned, or maybe let's put it this way, Nova Scotia, as I mentioned, it's not a big place, right? It's a fairly small place where communities are closely needed, and the government's, what do we call, priority is serving its community. Building the community, improving the economy of the community. That's where we have designed a program that says Bachelor's of Arts in Community Studies. So let's say, for example, if it's about political science in BACS, we call it the BACS, students will not just gonna stay in the classroom and study. They will move out. They will go and engage themselves in the community. They will speak to political leaders. They will do research with them and things. So it has a lot of practical, aspect. Experiential learning is key for the BACS program. So if somebody is looking for such kind of a degree, definitely this is one for them. The next one that you see over here, I'm not going to speak much about it because it is just one very tough program to get through it. It's mainly for Canadian students. So I'm going to leave that one for now. The next school and the last school that we have is the School of Education and Health. With the coronavirus here I would say here everywhere for 2 years almost, there has been a lot of demand in people who wants to study epidemiologists, who are interested in health, who are interested in public health, who, so things like that. So that's where we have been speaking a lot. There has been a lot of inquiries as well on the website, on student inquiries from agency offices and things like that. Yeah, we offer a program that says Bachelor's of Health Sciences, Public Health. I have in many of my sessions with the students, I do spend a lot of time trying to tell them the difference between healthcare and public health. At CBU, we offer these in two variety of form. One is your 4-year degree, like for grade 12 student, completed grade 12, has physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, wants to do public health, please join in the 4-year. The second one that we have is our 2-year post degree. This is where the buzz is. And this is where in 2019, I think, 2019, there was a lot of demand for this program. And I remember we closed down our application, like, I don't know, I think within 45 days or something like that. But now, because of the pandemic, people aren't able to come to the campus, applications are open. It's a very interesting program. I have recruited nurses, pharmacology students, even medicine students who have studied, from, let's say, Russia or somewhere else, people who are really wanting to come to Canada to be in the public health profession. That's where they is from. And it's a very high paying job, as I'm sure you all know about it. They are eligible to sit for the exam called the National Public Health Exam if they want to do it, if they want to sit for exam. Careers are usually as a health inspector, where they'll get paid around $100,000 or even more than that. They can join the policy making, the government public sectors. They can be safety specialists, epidemiologists. Those are some of the career paths that a student can do. And we have seen a lot of students entering this program and coming out and working well within the public sector. So it's an amazing program that we have. There are a couple of things we look for though. If you are, let's say, a nursing student, or you have done public health already before, okay, and you have a bachelor's degree, there are only 3 curriculums that you have to look into, 3 courses. One, you must have microbiology, you must have studied chemistry, and you should have an English in one of those in your bachelor's degree qualification. If you have all of those things, you are eligible to apply for this public health program. It is very, very popular. I mean, if you guys have time later on, please go in and do a little bit more research on public health careers and public health opportunities that we have in Canada. Okay, so that's what. And yeah, not to forget, we are one of the only 6 institutions in Canada that provides this program. So it's super rare, especially the degree. It's very, very rare. You will also find some universities offering masters in public health. It is just next to impossible to get admission. You know, many a times people will just say, I'm not getting it. I want to get into 2-year postdegree. Cool, you're eligible, apply for it. Okay, so do a little bit of research. Probably it will help you better to guide students to understand what exactly is public health in Canada and the career that lies ahead of the students. Okay, so that's what we have. That is it in terms of the varieties of program. Our forte is engineering, public health, and business. That's where our strength is, and that's what the university is known for, just to sum up the program. Yeah. Campus facility, like I mentioned, we are a very international focused university, to be super honest with you. We focus a lot on our student services, be it the prayer medication room, be it counseling services, women counseling services, psychological, mental health, anything, all sort of counseling is readily available. We have doctors, nurses in the campus. We also have something called academic advising, tutoring services that will help students, especially coming from a different curriculum, to blend into our education system well. So we have all of the support system available in the campus. For international students, very, very important. We do get a lot of questions and emails on immigration, visa related questions and things like that. CBU is very blessed to have 2 registered Canadian immigration consultants on campus. So these are, I can speak on immigration probably, but I am not legal to give you advice on that because I'm not an IRCC approved or registered consultant. Because of that, we have 2 people in the campus who guide students on immigration, who tells them about PR, who speaks to them about how to extend their visa in case they run out of visa, how to apply for the postgraduate work permit. So all of those facilities are there, which the team member in the campus will help them. We also organize a lot of information sessions, a lot of orientation programs as well, online as well as in campus. You know, we try to cater to them before they move out of the country. And once they land in the campus. So very basic thing, how to get your seat number, how to register for your courses, where do you get, I don't know, the Indian or the Pakistan masalas, where do you get, simple basic things. So that's what we do. We give a lot of guidance to every student. We also provide the free airport pickup for new students arriving to CBU for the first time. Very simple process. You book your ticket, go to the website, there is a form, fill it up, somebody's there to pick you up. You don't even have to ask anybody how to do it. Okay, you have your ticket, just do it by yourself. Okay, so that's what exactly we have. Something that has been very popular of late is our peer success coaches. We saw the growing international number in the past couple of years, and that's where, I mean, of course, we have staff and team member to help them, but sometimes the ratio is not very proportionate, right? So we appoint peer success coaches. So say, for example, we have maybe 10 students coming from, I don't know, I'm just picking up some random number over here, but let's say 10 students coming from Sri Lanka. So we'll have a Sri Lankan guy or the Sri Lankan student in the campus to become their coach for the next 3 months. Okay, so the responsibility of this coach or this mentor is to help those people transition comfortably in the province, not in the province, sorry, in the campus, or maybe Cape Breton, wherever they are. So this guy is going to help them probably. How do I get a SIM card? Okay, go there and get it. How do I want to meet this professor? How do I do it? Because especially people coming from this region, they feel like, oh, I can just burst into anybody's office and I can have a talk with them. Then usually that's not the case, right? You got to take appointments and you have to go. So this mentor becomes the first point of contact, let me put it that way, to help them settle down and transition in the campus in the initial 3-4 months of student life. Okay, that has been quite popular. I think we have around like 17 ambassadors at the moment who are, apart from these coaches, we have 17 ambassadors as well, international student ambassadors who normally guide students on all these things. But this mentor thing really help new students coming in. As you can imagine, people coming in from 56 different countries, you can only see or imagine how vibrant our campus look like in terms of color, in terms of, I don't know, diversity, nationality, cultural differences. It's a blast in the campus. Okay, that's what exactly we have. So for people who are friendly, wanted to talk, explore, that's the perfect platform for them. Accommodation, not to forget about it, I have realized that many people in the Indian subcontinent prefer not to stay in the campus, but they prefer to stay off the campus for I don't know, for their own good reasons, because they have, let's say, 5 friends and they want to live together, all 5 of them, you know. Cool, you're welcome to do that. But we do have amazing residents on campus. If students are interested, they can apply for it, right from dormitory system or an apartment style, or, you know, so all sort of accommodations are available. You can have your own kitchen, you can have your own meal. If you want to eat from the canteen, you can do that. So everything is there. Anything between 3,000 Canadian dollars to 3,500 approximately Canadian dollars, it will cost you per semester. Okay, that's where. Off campus, we do guide students about the off-campus accommodation, but prices can vary a lot. It can be like $300 per month to, I've seen houses as going up as high as $750 per month. Okay, so you can, and that's just the rent. Okay, you still have your gas to pay, electricity to pay, you still have to, I don't know, your own food and things like that. So all of this has to be put in consideration. We don't get into signing the contract for the student. We give them a platform, like the link over here that you see will guide the student on how they can find an accommodation. And it's up to them and the tenant to sign the contract. So some tenant may, some owner may say, oh, I want to sign a contract for 1 month, while the others will be for 1 year, for 6 months. There's no specific regulation on that part. So student will have to take that responsibility if they're looking to live out of the campus. Sports is again a very important factor. An activity in the campus. If you go to our Facebook page, you will see a lot of the sports updates. So if there are students who are interested, definitely join the club. Okay, so that's pretty much the offerings that we have. Application to CBU is super easy. I am glad that our colleague Sana, who is based out in Pakistan, would be your first point of contact in case you have any questions on how to submit the application. I don't know, about anything else that you may want to know about CBU. And she is there at a phone call, I hope, Sana, yeah, at a phone call over email, where she can help you to to apply to CBU and get an offer. We don't require any hard copy or transcript or anything like that. All we need is the scanned documents of your whatever transcript that you have. It will take us about 15 working days minus holidays, if there are any, to give you a decision on your application. So say you submit an application, please give yourself a good 15 working, so that's 3 weeks working days for a decision. We have 3 major intake, as you can see over here, September, January, and May. We are now recruiting for the January 2022 intake. The last date for application is going to be October 10. So that's when the application will get closed for January, and then we move on for the spring summer intake, that is April and May intake. Okay, that's what we have. Our requirements are pretty basic. We are looking for this Indian subcontinent region. We're looking for around approximately 55 to 60% average in your grade 12. If you're applying to some of those post-baccalaureate programs, grade B or lower second class division, or if it's a percentage, again, 55 to, something around 50 to 55% is what we're looking for. I cannot pinpoint on any qualification right now because there's so many varieties of qualification that we have, okay? But you can always get back to us later. English requirement. Okay, so here's a funny thing, because we are very close to Quebec. Quebec is just above us. So many people think that we may be a French-speaking province. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We are a pure English-speaking country. So English is dominant over the province and not French. And that's the reason why we need IELTS, TOEFL, or other scores that we have. Okay, English is going to be your medium of instruction in the campus. It's going to be spoken everywhere in the province. So our requirement for IELTS is 6.5 with no module less than 6. However, if you have studied in English for a minimum of 2 years or 3 years, we don't require that from you because we assume that probably you are going to be good in English. Having said that, we will highly recommend you to apply for IELTS for your visa purpose. Okay, getting admission in the university is one thing, and obtaining a visa from the immigration is another thing. Okay, so you will have to balance that as well. That's the reason why we encourage all of them, or all of the students, to have at least a 6-band IELTS for the visa purpose. If you're going to be applying to CBU with an IELTS, we will look at 6.5 with no module less than 6. If you don't have this score and you're going to use the MOI, please don't give us this IELTS score, or else your IELTS score will trump over your MOI, which will result to rejecting application. Okay, so you might want to keep that in mind if you're processing your application. That is it from my end for today. I just skipped the last slide because we might have some student as well. So probably, Sana, you can coordinate with the support that you would give to our agent network, okay, later on. So I'm just gonna skip that. Yeah, that is it from my end. If there is any question, more than happy to take.
Yes, you know, I can see some questions in the chat box. So do you have access? Can you just answer one by one?
Yes. Saleha Rajput says, is Canada expected to be more cooperative for issuing visas to students from Pakistan, as till now the immigration department has not been too obliging? Okay, let me put it this way. The good news now is that, so way back in 2019, 2019, there is something that has been introduced by the Canadian government called the Study Direct Stream. Okay, so the Study Direct Stream usually allow a student to submit. So it is very specific. Documents are very specific. Amounts are very specific. So I think up till 2020, I guess, I don't remember quite, Pakistan was not in that list. Thankfully, now Pakistan is in that SDS list. And believe me, there are hundreds of countries in the world. There are right now, there were only 7 nations up till I think April, May 2021. After that, they have added 5 more nations. So Pakistan is one of those very few nations that are being accepted for the Study Direct Stream. Now, what is the SDS, or the Study Direct Stream? It is a streamlined visa processing, application process that the government has set up for Pakistan. So for having said that, I think, yes, if the student fits into the criteria, has the right amount of money that is needed for study, I don't see any point of why they will not be flexible or they will not be cooperative for that matter. Okay, so I would put it that way. To be honest, at CBU, the reason why we are doing these kind of sessions, the reason why we are connecting to students right now is we, as a university, we are really looking forward to have some students coming in from Pakistan. So that's what I can say at the moment. Yeah. Over here, it says
it's regarding master's or postgraduate for public health. So if you can just elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, so like we mentioned in one of the slides for the public health, we don't have the master's program in public health, though you will find a few universities in Canada that provide masters in public health. Very few. I can count on my fingers actually. But we do have a program that says public health, health sciences public health post degree. So if you are already a bachelor's student, completed the bachelor's qualification, you are eligible to apply for this program. And it's not a postgraduate diploma, we call it a post degree. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, so that's what we have. It will be a 2-year degree. And the tuition fee will come approximately around, I think, 17,000 Canadian dollar per year, approximately 17,000 Canadian dollar. That's what we have. We don't have a master's program. We don't have a postgraduate diploma program, but we have the post-degree 2-year program available. Yeah. Okay. Uzma says, hi, what about gap for undergrad programs? Good question. This is something that we normally get. And you know, why do we get this? We get this because of community colleges. Most of the community colleges in Canada, prior to the introduction of SDS, there used to be something else, you know, SPP, that's what they call it. So in there is restriction of gap. So let's say you completed your education XYZ year, and now you have probably 6 years of gap. Can I apply? Can I not apply? Whatever. This is more of a community college question rather than a university. As a university, you could be 100-year-old. We have no problem in accepting you. Who will have a problem? The immigration will have a problem. Okay, so age, I don't know from where you're coming from. It doesn't really, we don't look into that. We will only look into your admissions eligibility, and if you are eligible, we will definitely offer you an admission at the university. And but for the visa purpose, because you have to get a visa to come to the country, you will have to write a very, very good statement stating why at this point of time you are looking for study. So this is mainly for people who have, I don't know, 7 to 8 to 9 to 15 years of gap of study, not for people who have 3-4 year people can easily get into it. I've seen that. So yeah, so that's the answer. Okay, so, but they are taking too much time of SDS as well. Students are waiting for 4 or 5 months. University is licensed with the CIC. Yeah, good question. We have seen, and I would completely agree with you on this point, that because of this, initially when the SDS was introduced, it was smooth as honey. But now, because of the pandemic, with I think in many of the webinars that I've attended or many of the sessions that I've attended with CIC, it's because of reduced staff, and not just reduced staff at the immigration, but also at the service providing companies like the VAC office, the visa application centers, you know, the Blue Dart, the courier company, usually who, you know, the DHL and this company. So it's mainly because of the pandemic that has created so much of gap and uncertainties in terms of decision. Also, to my surprise, after 15th August, I have seen CBU student receiving visa decision in 2, 1, 3 working days. So it can be as unpredictable as that at this point of time, but that is how it is. I mean, there's nothing much I'm able to do over here, but you know, I can only wish the student all the very best, and then if they are getting early, well and good. And you know, to be honest, like we were like, okay, so this bunch of students are not able to make it. And then, but boom, the next day, like, I got my visa, I'm flying. This is my ticket. I need my airport pickup. I was like, oh, so you got it? It's like, yeah, got it in 2 days. Yeah. So things are getting a little unpredictable, very gray, but hopefully with as situation settles by, we should be able to get back. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, somebody asked about what is the initial deposit for university degree program for unconditional offer letter. Okay, good. Again, very community college kind of a question. In community college, sometimes you will get an offer, then you will have to pay, then you get, what is that called? LOA, letter of acceptance. In universities, normally that's not the process. You get an offer, you know, a notice of acceptance is what we call it. That is it. And then you pay. Once you pay, you get a receipt of payment. Okay, you can get it from your student's account. There is no 2-layer documentation where there is an offer and there is an NOA or, you know, for an unconditional offer. It's nothing like that. One thing that I want to stress though over here is that you should not pay tuition fee if you hold an unconditional offer letter. An unconditional offer letter is when, say, you have not written your grade 12 exam, but you have applied to CBU, and we have given you a condition on your final grade 12. That's when the unconditional offer letter would be, that's when the conditional offer letter would be released. Okay, so if you have such letter, please don't make the payment. Pay only if you have a full acceptance letter, an unconditional offer letter.
because if you don't fulfill the requirement, then we will have to refund your money, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to, not because we want to keep your money, please don't take it that way. It's a lot of process, right? You have to wait for, I don't know, 2 months, or maybe sometimes 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks is what we take to give you back your money. And there's a lot of work that has to be done from the accounts and things like that. So we don't want to get into that. So don't pay. Okay. Okay, scholarship. Yeah, Sana, I think I missed out on the scholarship part. As a university, yes, as a university, we do provide scholarship to students. If you go to the website and there's a section that says scholarship. For new international students, like people who are coming to university for the first time, I can't speak much on the scholarship, but I can speak on the bursaries. The bursaries are where we are more generous to the new students. We have scholarships like the presidential scholarship that can be as high as $8,000 and can be as low as $500. You know, it can be a varieties of amount. We do have that, but what is more popular for the international is the bursaries. And these bursaries, anybody can apply. Anybody can apply. So it could be a bursary of $3,000. Where it will probably finance you to book a flight, or, you know, these are not huge amount of money, but these are plentiful in quantity. So if you're looking for such kind of a thing, you should apply for it. For scholarship, we have very specific deadline. There is a deadline for each scholarship, and those deadlines are mentioned on the website. So you must be fully accepted. You must hold an unconditional letter from the university before you could apply for a scholarship. Secondly, our scholarship are not just the entrance scholarship. We also have in-course scholarship. In-course scholarship means, say you are a first-year student and you have got, I don't know, maybe 75% or 80% in your year one. You can apply for a scholarship for your second year. And if you maintain the grades, that will keep, you know, rolling on and on and on. So that's how it works. We have a beautiful page on the website where we explain about the different sort of scholarship with the deadlines, the point of contact for scholarship, the email IDs where you should send your scholarship application. You should do it over there. Admissions usually do not handle the scholarship. It is the scholarship department who handles that. Okay, so keep that in mind when you are applying for scholarship. And when will it be applicable? After the first semester? Yeah. This in-course scholarship can be after every semester, can be after every academic year, 1 year. So that's what you want to look out to.
So Sinu, I wanted to ask further, for the scholarships, do we need to fill up a separate scholarship form after unconditional offer letter?
So unlike some of the other universities that I know where it's an automatic kind of a thing where they will ask all of the details from the very beginning, and CBU is not the case. CBU is a very straightforward admissions application, get an offer letter, like a full acceptance offer letter, and apply for a scholarship. So a scholarship application is different. Okay. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have another question regarding work placements.
So yes, so at CBU, I have a beautiful creative that says, earn while you learn. You know, I don't know, Sana, if you have that or not, but it's a beautiful creative. And when I say earn while you learn, I am particularly targeting 5 programs at CBU, okay? Because I know that's where they can earn while they're studying. One is, when we speak about earning or doing a work while studying, would be definitely the hospitality and tourism management. That's compulsory, that's paid. If you don't have that, you don't get the qualification. It's like you have to get paid kind of a program. Okay, so that's definitely one. The second, the next 4 programs are your post-baccalaureate programs. All of these 4 post-baccalaureate programs has work term, or maybe internship is what we call it. And in those internship, and this is for 1 full semester. So in Canada, 1 semester is like 4 months. Okay, so that's when you will have to work. You have to do your internship. I cannot vouch on how much you have to get paid or how much you will get paid. It depends on your employer, where you're working. But I do know that many of our students, especially the supply chain management people, because we are a coastal area, like surrounded by water, there's so many shipping ports and, you know, other things in cruise and other things that's coming in Nova Scotia ports. That's where a lot of things happen in the supply chain thing. That's where many of our students works. Okay, they do get paid most of the time, but the payment can vary a lot. You know, from I think it can go from $11 to $16, can be things like that. So those are the opportunity. The 5 programs that I know for sure, which has work placement, is in CBU are those. Apart from those 5 programs, we do have programs like the BBA. You know, finance, accounting. People who have 75 plus percentage in their year 2 or year 1, year 2, the university is able to find internships for them as well, co-ops and work placement. Okay, so the other programs that you might look into is the BBA program that you have. Coming to the public health, because of the nature of the program, because it's like we're kind of like crunching everything in 2 years for you, unless for the summer term. So when you come to Canada, say in September, October, November, and December is your first semester. January, February, March, and April is your second semester. Okay, May, June, July, August is kind of like holiday, summer break. That's when many of the students will go out and they will do part-time jobs, or maybe some people even work full time. And believe me, this year, because there has been no international student, there has been no new international student in the province, I have students working, I don't know, 2-3 jobs at the same time. So that's what they've been doing, because they don't have to go to college, university, they're just there working. Okay, so I've seen that as well. So those are some of the opportunities that you will have.
Sinu, I have received one question from the student, direct from the student, and he's asking, do we accept transfers? Like he has done 2 years BBA from Pakistan and he wanted to get a transfer to CBU. So is it possible?
Okay, so if your university is articulated with CBU for a transfer, direct 2+2, then it is possible. Say you have done year 1, year 2 at your home university, you can get into CBU in the year 3 and year 4. Okay, I know of some university. I know of a university in India, one university in Bangladesh. I can't remember of any in Pakistan at the moment that we have articulation with. So that will restrict to those students from those specific universities. Okay. However, the other opportunity for you would be, you have 2-year transcript. You have done some subjects and you've got some marks, and you want to get some credit waived off from what you have studied already. What you would do is you will apply to the normal application that we do. Okay. So let's say, for example, you apply to the BBA. You get a 4-year BBA offer letter, and once you get that offer letter, you will then apply for something called a credit transfer. Okay, so credit transfer is another process that we need to do, and then in that credit transfer application, you will attach these whatever qualification you have already, and that application will go straight to the BBA department, and the faculty will then cross-check your credits, and they may be able to waive off some of your credits from there. Having said that, the maximum credit that we can waive off for your BBA would be 50% of the total, you know, so BBA is around 120 credits that we have. So maximum will be 60 credits. And if you say, if you get, I don't know, if you don't get 50%, then you get 30%. So that 30% that has been waived off, you don't have to pay, you don't have to study. Your course duration, which is normally a 4-year, will probably reduce to 2.5 years. And you will graduate with a proper CBU BBA qualification. So that setup is available, and I have seen students getting that opportunity actually. So you can apply for that if in case you are not from one of those accredited universities that CBU has.
Thank you for the answer. There's another question regarding on-campus or off-campus with multinational firms. I think it's again related to the work.
Yes, so, I know. See, I completely agree with you, Sana, because students are investing a lot of money, and I understand that it's not a matter of $10,000. Like, people are investing, students, and when you come to CBU, or for that matter any place in Canada, you are spending a good 35 to 40,000 Canadian dollar. I don't think many students are coming with their own money. Probably they're coming with their parents' money or bank loan or things like that. It's extremely important for them to be able to find jobs while they're studying, as well as once they're done with your education. Okay. In terms of the economy of Nova Scotia, or in terms of the firms and the organization, Sydney, the place where we are, I would be honest, we don't have any major multinational companies. You won't find that. You will find more small companies, small organizations, public sectors, and things like that. However, when you speak of the province overall, Halifax, which is the capital city, that's where all your IT companies and all your other, petroleum engineering companies and, the engineering companies will be there. That's where many of the students will go away during the summer to do their internship or to work them full time and things like that. In Sydney, the city where we are from, I think the people that I know, particularly who have stayed back, are the one who set up a business and now has a full-time job, who works in the press, who works in, some those kind of an organization. We don't have like multinational companies in Sydney, but definitely the capital city, that's where we are. Like, capital city will be around 35 minutes flight away. I think if we drive, it will be around 2.5 to 3 hours away from the city where we are. Okay, so that's not very far away. That's where everybody goes to work. And your PR,
Canadian Sydney, right?
this is a Canadian Sydney and not the Australia Sydney. So I know people who travel back and forth each week from Halifax to Sydney. They do that as well. And when you apply for PR, it doesn't matter whether you're staying in Sydney or Halifax. Your PR is under Nova Scotian government. So, application nominee program would be under the Nova Scotian government. And when you get a PR and you want to stay in Nova Scotia, man, you can stay anywhere you want to. So that's absolutely okay.
So yes, I think we are done with the questions and answers. Any other question, if anyone have, you can ask before we leave. One last announcement that I would like to do. Sinu, would you like to tell about our international team member?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. So for all of those agents and counselors who are present here today is just an e-training is what we call it. Like, wanting to tell you guys a little bit about the university and the offerings that we have. I was very happy when Sana joined in the team. This year, I literally told him that I'm very happy that she has joined in. We were really looking to expand our agent network, our international student body in Pakistan. I have been planning to do that, and I was able to do it in India. I was able to do it other parts like Sri Lanka, Nepal, and other things. But that one area is Bhutan and Pakistan. Of course, Bhutan is very small percentage, but these are the two areas where I really needed some help and support. And I was very happy when Sana came in to do that. So we are hosting an Asian networking event on Monday, the 30th at 2:30 Pakistan time, wherein we are going to have a team member, one of our colleagues from the campus, who will also be addressing to all the Asians in Pakistan. To be honest, we don't have a lot of Asian network in Pakistan. Sana knows it very well. We are really looking to work with a very close network of people who can really give us some quality students, and mainly that event is going to address to those we want to have an opportunity to speak to you guys and also share the offerings that we have in terms of business relationship, in terms of partnership, being an authorized agent, and the support and services that we can provide. So that's what we are going to do on Monday. I don't think the invitation has gone out yet, but we will send out the invitation shortly, probably today or maybe tomorrow, towards the first half of the day. If you can register for that, if you're interested to hear about business partnership, Asian collaboration, and also the compensation that comes along with it, that's going to be on Monday. Did I miss anything, Sana?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sinu. I will definitely get in touch with all of you for that networking session where Brett is joining us. So shortly you will receive that notification as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those students, those who are listening us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Have a great evening. Pleasure meeting all of you. Yes. We'll see you again very soon. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.